Hello, Champions page. Oh my gosh. Welcome. I am here to do a little training on recognition and how I use recognition in my team, but I want to introduce myself for a second. My name is Deidra Froebel. I have been a coach for 6 years, actually next week. It's flown by. I see you guys are getting on. Hello. I was a little nervous. I was in the wrong group, but I see I'm good. Been a coach for 6 years, and through that time, we've had 2 babies, and I stay at home with my boys. They are actually downstairs on a computer, hopefully figured out how to watch this. I was trying to get them to stay down and quiet, and so hopefully they can see, and they're gonna stay down there. So we're gonna fingers crossed. But we are a 2-time elite team. I just did the math, and I think we've been in Success Club 70 months. And just really strong team community. I see so many of you on. My sister and I, Kate Jarzewski, are co-founders of our team, Sister Empire. And so, yes, hi guys. So I am going to talk about recognition, and if you have questions or anything that you want, please just drop them below and I will try to get to them. I'm going to also try not to be too distracted while I'm talking, but it was really interesting really funny, I guess, when she messaged me about this call and talking about recognition, because this is one of the vital behaviors that used to completely stress me out. As a newer coach especially, I'm like, I don't have a lot to recognize. I don't know how to do this. And in my mind, recognition day was Thursday. And if I didn't have somebody, rank advancing, I didn't know what to do. And so I would get stuck in my head, and I felt like a failure a lot of times. I felt like, God, I can't check off that box that I did recognition, because I couldn't see past one size fits all. I couldn't see past that recognition meant a pretty flyer that was posted. I didn't know how to get past that. So if you are feeling stuck or frustrated, I hope that I have some things that can help you today and let you look at this in a different light. So for me, what changed it for me was a couple of years ago, I read the book, The 5 Love Languages, and it's by, I wrote down, Gary Chapman. And that book really opened my mind to the fact that everybody is different in the ways that they feel joy, love, and that they feel appreciated. And when I read that, I read the different love languages, and I'm like, okay, so maybe people don't even care about those words of affirmation or that flyer that I'm stressing over, or maybe it's more than just the Thursday rank day. And so if you've never read that book, or if you haven't heard of the 5 love languages, they are words of affirmations, quality time, gifts, acts of service, and touch. And obviously that 4th one gets out for us as coaches, but the 5th one, the other 4 we can do as coaches. It doesn't matter if you have 1 person on your team or 1,000. You can decipher through those love languages and see, how does my team feel loved? What makes them feel joy and happy? And so first I had to look at myself, and you guys, I'm a gift giver. That's my love language. I love to give gifts. And so right away I was like, okay, wow. So I can, show my team that I feel like they're doing a great job, or my girls or my challengers, by sending little things to them in the mail, or Amazon priming them something. And my sister and I actually came up with the idea in our team, we had some other girls that came up with this. For emeralds, we do an emerald cap. And so all across our team, in Sister Empire, you hit emerald, you get that emerald cap. And so it kind of created this, okay, well, I not only get this flyer, which is really awesome, but I'm going to get this cap from my upline. And so that became this universal thing. Then we decided, okay, we were like, well, we really love that. It's this universal thing. We've got this team filled. And so we also do a diamond gift universal. And it's actually over here hanging. It's that diamond wooden cutout. And you guys, it was like $15 on Etsy. And it doesn't have to be expensive. That's just what we love. And our girls love that. They're like, we want that hanging. And so it's not even about that Thursday recognition for some people. It's about that gift. So that's one thing. Quality time. is another thing that you can really dive in with your team. Team calls don't have to be big. You can have a team call with just, you and a couple of your girls, and letting them know what they've done awesome, telling them and listening to them. Hey, what did you feel like you really did great at this week? I want to hear it. Because so many times we are so focused on such big goals that we stop and recognize the progress along the way. And so I really try to point out, and this is something that I have to work on for myself too, is stopping along the way and really celebrating all of those things that we're doing. So obviously flyers are what we all think of. And if you aren't in a big team or you don't see a lot of flyers, the ones that are pretty common in our group, we celebrate a lot of time first sales. We celebrate and shout out Success Club. We do a monthly flyer, and then also little weekly updates. It doesn't have to be a post. It could be maybe a message thread group where you're like, hey, this is where we're all at. Awesome job, you guys. It can be 100% club for your challengers. You can celebrate them weekly or monthly, like who all drank their shake this week. Let's celebrate that. Who all got a workout in, or 5 out of the 7 days. Let's celebrate that. And so celebrating all of those different things are all forms of recognition. And I will tell you this, the more that you are praising others, the more that you feel that joy in your heart. And so the more that you can start pay attention to those little things that people are doing and going to them and telling them, hey, I saw that you did this and I thought it was really awesome. You're gonna feel that joy and you're gonna lift them up, and it's gonna wanna make them continue to keep going. Also, one thing that I love to do, I don't follow a lot of coaches, so I want to start with that. But I do follow my PS girls, and then there's some other girls in our team. And when I see a post that, man, when a post is real and raw and they really put their heart into it, and all of our team does this, we share each other's posts that really made an impact on us. We share it into our team page, or we share it into a message thread. And so we're recognizing them for that great post, but also we're letting them know, like, I'm sure this post was really hard for you to do, but you blew it out of the water. It's so good, and I'm sure you connected with so many people. So that, to me, and our girls love it. They're like, oh my gosh, thank you. This was so scary. It feels so, I'm so glad that you guys liked it and read it. Another thing that I love, and I started doing this a while back because there would be a week maybe I didn't personally have a coach to recognize, but Team Thursday is a really big deal. In our big team, Sister Empire, Thursdays are a really big deal. And it was like, I wanted to feel a part of that action and that joy, even if I personally didn't have a coach. So what I started doing, so if you're a newer coach and you don't feel like you have somebody to recognize every week, what I started doing is so like last night was Thursday. So last night before I got in bed, I shared on my stories. It was like, oh, it's Thursday. It's one of my favorite days. Like, look what our team did this week. And so I will video my computer screen scrolling through the ranks, or you can like screen record on your phone. And then I share that to my stories, and I play some kind of fun music, and maybe I'll say like, look what our team has done every week. These girls blow me away. I'm so grateful to be a part of such a community of strong women. And so maybe personally I didn't have anybody to celebrate that week, but I'm sharing what I did with my team. And I don't tag all the other coaches. I don't worry, and I'm not claiming that like I signed up, did all of those ranks. I'm coming out and saying, look at our team, look at our community. So if you're a part of a bigger team, or you're in that team page and you feel like Thursdays are just like, you kind of get lost in that shuffle, put yourself into that excitement. Put yourself into there, because nobody's leaving you out. But if you retreat and you hide away and you think, Thursdays, I didn't have anybody, and you're sad, like, no, that's not okay. Put yourself in that excitement, celebrate every single one of the people in there, and then share that as a part of your team. Okay, another thing I love is having message threads, and I've mentioned this a couple of times, but I have quite a few different message threads, and I use those as a big part of recognition. So I am in there, and I am like, asking questions and like, who did this week? Let me hear you. I want to celebrate you. How many people signed up? 2 people since last Thursday. Let's celebrate. Who posted from their color wheel? Let's celebrate how many times how many different colors you posted this week. So all different things. I try to bring up like a lot of different areas that you can feel that you did a good job, because the bottom line, especially right now with all the craziness, nobody's doing a perfect job every day. But I promise you, you and your team are doing something good every single day, even if it's just that one thing. And so finding that one thing and being able to celebrate that really, really means a big deal to that person that was really struggling. So it can turn their day and their week around just like that. Okay, so any questions so far? And there's like so many examples. I was like writing down all the things I could think of, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many different ways that you can celebrate. But I highly recommend that book, Gifts of Affirmations. The 5 Gifts of Affirmations is the thing. 5 love languages, you guys, because it lets you realize that people's needs are different. And it's definitely okay to ask your team and ask your coaches what their needs are. Our girls love quality time. We do our own like team Super Saturdays, local for us, and that has become a huge deal. Not even working coaches, but our community comes together. They love getting together for those. You can do happy hour, nights, or coffee chats in the morning, something where you're just getting on and just celebrating that community that you're a part of. Okay, last thing I want to mention, and this is something that I think has just really been big for me and my family and the boys as they've gotten older. So like I said, I have 3 boys. They are now, just in April, they turned 4, 6, and 9. And I started coaching when that 6-year-old was 5 weeks old. So his life is my coaching journey. But I wanted them to know that mommy worked hard, and I wanted them to see that effort that I put in, and I wanted them to be proud of me, right? Like I wanted them to know, like, look what our team is doing, look what our coaches are doing. And so I started really when they were little, and I had no clue what this was, but I always talked to them about our team and what our team meant and the women in our team, and now that they're older, it's just so adorable because they know my diamond coaches. They know what rank we are. They know right now that I'm on this call, and I don't know if they're watching or not, but maybe. And so because I let them in on a part of that celebration, every time we hit any rank or any milestone or, earn a bonus, we celebrate as a family. And that is something that I think, couple things. For one, it's fun for me because it's not just me home. The other thing is that they feel a part of this. So when I say mommy needs to go upstairs and do something for work, they understand what that means. They get, and that makes me emotional, but they understand what that means, and they're proud of that, and they're excited for that. They know that when we hit Superstar Diamond as a team, I'm taking them to Disney World. And so every week they're like, are you 10-star? Did you hit 11 this week, mommy? Like, who's your next diamond gonna be? And it's a fun thing for them too. So if your family doesn't really know a lot about what you do, but maybe you feel pushback from your family, maybe you feel that your husband isn't that supportive, or your children don't understand what you're doing, or any of those things, maybe you have that pushback. I freaking guarantee if you go to them and explain to them what cool things are happening in your community, what you're doing this, why you're doing this, and include them in those special moments, I can pretty much guarantee you they're going to be lifting you up. They're going to be so proud of you, so happy for you, and they're going to want you to keep doing well because that is so fun to get to celebrate that. So I think I'm at my time. I don't want to spend too much time. If you have any questions, you can tag me below and I'll come back and answer them. I hope that I got all of my things covered. Let me just look through my notes. Thank you guys for getting on and watching. I hope you had a great Thursday yesterday celebrating with your team. May is almost over, rolling into summer. So many big things coming up and to celebrate. And so I hope that you go celebrate whatever you're doing right now on your journey. And have a good day. Bye.